Matt. We're here today with you. We want to talk to you a little bit about body armor. Let's start the whole thing by saying we are not military. We are regular Joes. We're regular guys, but we feel that body armor is something that all people should have access to. And if you are interested in that, we hope that this can kind of answer some questions for you. We do have a preferred kind of provider that we use. We love AR500 armor. We think for the money that's kind of one of the best bangs for your buck that you can get, especially when you're trying to arm or trying to armor multiple people, right? Also, I love that AR500 has several different options for kind of different sized people and different what you kind of want out of your armor. So we're just going to kind of dive in. We got a few new ones today that we're going to put together and kind of show you those and how they kind of work. And then at the end, I'll kind of pull one up and show you one that's fully outfitted and how I would run mine personally. So let's just start with, I think the one that is the most interesting to a lot of people is this one, and probably the most controversial as well. So Matt, you want to give them kind of the specs on what you're holding there and tell them what it is?
This is the Freeman plate carrier. It really is for just kind of covering the extreme vitals. So it would be a lighter weight option, for a grown person, or would fit, a smaller, slender person, child, if you needed, to upfit them really quickly. So I think we'd all agree that, it's better to not get hit than to actually shoot the bad guy.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Or not get shot by the bad guy, right? So here's the actual carrier, and then here's the plates that fit in them. And
so as we're going to go ahead and start kind of loading these up so you guys can see them.
From the research that I could tell, the whole entire thing. So these are level 3 plates, and level 3 is rated up to 7.62 by 39, or what we would consider, kind of the classic AK round, 7.62 by 51, as well as your 5.56 or general round out of the AR platform. So these plates are rated up to that. So
if you're watching what I'm doing here, I'm just opening up the panels here. These are very straightforward. They're not really as complex as maybe some of the other ones are.
Yeah, the next one is.
We're going to turn that this way, so it's in the right place.
And so that whole entire.
When you're putting these in, guys, they'll tell you when you get them. You see the sticker here, which is trying to come off. I'm going to try to rub that back down. It'll show you which side is to be the strike side, and the other side has all your details on it. This one's just telling you the threat levels, the date that it was manufactured, what its shelf life is, but I would argue that steel plates are pretty permanent. So there's always some controversy when you start talking about armor. Like everybody wants to, like the first thing somebody's going to say is, what are you going to do with this thing? It's too small. It has a specific purpose, right? Like to me, this is a very light and fast option. It's very ideal for someone who is small.
Yeah, the basic weight with the 2 plates and just the carrier is, from the research I did, 11.1 pounds.
So you're looking at this weighs what half of my rig does unloaded, right? So you're looking at this for someone, maybe you're trying to outfit someone of super small stature. Guys, a lot of times, like, ladies will not wear a full-blown rig. It's just too much for them, and they feel like they can't move. Some people will. I'm not saying that it's just ladies, but to me, like, this is ideal for, like, maybe I want to armor up a child, someone who is at risk, but we want to make sure that we are keeping them protected. Maybe this is what I put on them. But the other thing I love about these is they fold. This one in particular folds so small and so tiny. This could be underneath the seat of your truck, or tucked into like a safe or something like that in your truck, that you are keeping it mobile. Like if I want to be super fast and super mobile, this might be the option that I choose, mainly just because of how small it is. And now let's be straightforward. So these are also load bearing equipment, right? We're going to put stuff on this to be able to support a rifle in ourselves. That's generally what we do with load bearing equipment. We're going to be looking at what we can do to help keep us in the fight and keep our gun in the fight. On this rig, you're going to be very limited. Like, the space is not there. You don't have a whole lot of time. But I would think in this setup, what I would be looking to do is putting maybe a double mag pouch on one side and a vertical first aid kit on the other.
Yep.
You know, an IFAC, and then that's probably all I'm going to put on something like this size. And I think that has a real purpose.
Yeah.
It has a real place for if you're trying to up armor a very large amount of group. And let's also talk a little bit about price, right? So this is level 3 armor in a pretty unique setup.
Yeah.
That's super lightweight mobile that we can get.
$120.
I think I got mine on sale for like $100.
Gotcha. Yeah. So somewhere between.
I mean, I don't know how much better you can
depends
get.
on their sales.
Now, I know that this is small, and everybody is thinking, well, you know, this is probably a bit small for someone, you know, of our size. And you're right. This is not going to be ideal. I mean, if we look at one of these plates, we're talking very, very minimal coverage. But I'm light and I'm fast, and that can be an advantage. Tactically, that can be an advantage to me, that I can move quicker, I can get to cover faster, I can be less of a target, even though, but still have some armor on, right? So you're going to sacrifice one or the other, speed or safety. You got to have like that trade-off there. And I think these are ideal for that. So that's kind of the first option that we recommend.
And we know this is somewhat rugged, you know, definitely rugged because it made it, somebody had it at Tactical Responses Fighting Rifle.
Oh yeah, they've run through several classes. I've heard nothing but good stuff about these. I think, and they will fit larger people. Just because we say they're made for smaller stature, you can actually get this out to a pretty large person. These will adjust. This would be the top here, and they just pull apart, and you can see them adjust. I mean, they have a pretty significant, you know, reach that you can adjust them there. Now, for us, we're not going to probably have this set up for us because we're going to go with something a little bigger on the norm. However, this one, you know, if I was setting this one up for my truck for me or something, I would maybe be thinking these need to be a little bigger so that they fit a larger person. So now that I've made that a little bit bigger, now you can see that would be able to fit someone with a bigger set of shoulders and still be in the right position. You want these high guys, you want them right there kind of at the sternal notch. Whenever you're setting them up, that's the most commonly mistaken thing that we see is people wearing them way too low. So that one's kind of ready to go. That would be kind of your small size. Now for your medium to kind of large is kind of where I look at the next one. This one is
the Veritas.
The Veritas. Now we're starting to get into some weight now, and this is where most people start to check out. When they feel this one loaded up, it starts to be too much for most people. But this is a more ideal. You can fit up to a 10 by 12 in this one.
Yeah, so this one I'll take the 10 by 12.
And then they have one more larger up that I'll show you mine in a minute, the Testudo. But this would be a very nice middle ground kind of thing. If you want something that's light and fast. Now I have this one. I've been messing with this one prior to getting on the screen to kind of show you guys. This one just came in. They have changed them a little bit over the years, so this one's a little bit different compared to some of the other ones I've seen, but the new design is just as good as the old, maybe even improved. But one thing that I would say, you're going to get much more coverage out of this one, but it's going to cost you. That one rig weighs about what this plate weighs.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking, these plates are, I want to say they're about, 10 pounds, 8 to 10 pounds a piece?
More than likely, yeah.
So you get double those on in the carrier. I think mine unloaded before I put anything on it was roughly 20 some pounds. So, you know, you're going to have some heavier weight. This is where the controversy also comes in. People are going to say, well, you can buy, you know, ceramic plates. You can buy the poly whatever plates. I forget what they're called. They're real thick. You're going to give up something to gain something, though, guys. I think that's the big overall. I don't care which option you choose. If you like one option or the other, none of this is, I don't feel like any of this is the wrong answer. You just got to pick your trade-off. To me, I want ruggedness.
Yeah, and the main thing you're going to give up is money.
Money, also durability, right? So a lot of people think that the ceramic is the way to go, and ceramic is fine, except that it can be less durable, right? If you
taking hit after hit after
well, not
hit.
just that. Even if you're just throwing it in the back of your truck and you throw it really hard in the truck, you can get a crack in that ceramic, and you have. There's no way of knowing that until it's too late.
That's no bueno.
So I don't really care for that. And then when you're looking at the poly, I forget, it's some kind of poly resin. They're real thick, giant ones. You'll know them when you see them. The problem with them is that thickness. I mean, you're looking at a significant increase
Yeah.
in how far you are off the ground.
And that's going to change
How far
your
it sticks
ability
out.
to get in positions, maybe even shoulder the rifle.
Yeah, it just, to me, they're a little too thick. So in my mind, for the money and for what you get out of each one, like I like the fact that I can throw these two plates in my rig and not be gentle with it. I don't have to worry about beating the plates together. They're pretty durable. That being said, they are heavy. You're going to pay the price to carrying something that durable. And listen, like I said, it's not my way or the highway on this. It's your choice. If you want to spend thousands of dollars and get ceramic, I mean, you're going to pay more than all of these in combined for a really nice set of plates. That's just the truth of the matter. And I'm not telling you to skimp out on armor. If there's anywhere you should spend money, it's on armor. But let's be realistic. If I have 5 to 6 people I'm trying to armor up, that can get really costly really fast. And I would rather them have some armor than no armor because I'm trying to save up for the better stuff, right? The other thing I would kind of like to mention to you guys.
Some armor.
Yeah, right? Some armor is better than no armor. The other thing I'd like to mention to you guys is that, you can always buy this now, and then if you want to upgrade the plates, it'll take any plate system out there that's 10 by 12 or 11 by 13. It doesn't matter. This carrier will hold all of those. This is, in my opinion, a great way to start out, get your feet wet, kind of figure out what you like and don't like. You may find that you actually, you actually prefer the regular steel plates and don't want to upgrade. It's completely up to you. There is no right or wrong on this. It's completely personal preference. My preference is the steel plates. I feel like they're tough. I don't have to worry about them as much, and they're cheaper. So if I'm trying to do a lot of people, I feel like this is the cheaper way to kind of get everybody into it. And then if you're out there and you're just getting into this, you're going to be a lot less sticker shocked on steel plates versus.
Yeah, I think the Veritas bundle package with the plates and the Veritas was about $100 in the cummerbund system. About $168.
Yeah, so you're looking at that. That'll be more. That you get the whole system for about what you're going to pay for even one plate of ceramic. Yeah. Now, if you're looking for ceramics, AR500 does offer ceramic plates, so you can get that there too. You can get the polyurethane, whatever they're called. I forget the name of them because I don't really care.
I should Google that for you.
You should Google that for me. But they're to me, I don't really care. You can get whichever ones you want. To me, I'm going steel. I don't really need to debate that or argue that. Like, this is what I'm going to use for now. My opinion's subject to change on all of this. The more I train in things, the more I kind of change my mind on placement and where I want stuff. But right now, where I'm at this moment, subject to change. You'll see in just a second I'm running pretty similar setups to these. And I'm pretty sure AR500 armor does offer
polyethylene armor.
Polyethylene is I knew it was something like that. So an AR500 does offer those as well. So you can get that option as well. Yeah. All of those will just upcharge you a little bit. So you could be creeping into the $300 to $500 range with ceramic or the poly, blah, blah, that one.
Let's talk about maybe some of the features of the Veritas.
Yeah, so we're going to put the Veritas together. This one.
Do that or do another video I'm putting it together to show them the three?
Yeah, okay, so we can just show you the 3 different types. The Veritas comes with a little bit different stuff than the Testudo, which I'll show you next. But they do have some similarities. For instance, they will have the administrative pouches in the front. I consider this the kangaroo pouch because I do put the kangaroo style knife holsters that they make.
Blue Force gear?
No, actually, these I actually bought the kangaroo pouches from AR500. You can get them. They're an insert that just slides into this pouch.
Sorry, AR500.
And then you can use that for. Now, I do run a Blue Force gear on top. Gotcha. That's where I have the capability to expand or contract my load depending on my desired goals.
Gotcha.
If I just want to stay light and fast, I won't use the kangaroo. I'll just use the outside Blue Force. But all of these are going to have the MOLLE attachments. They have some really nice padded and vented backing and webbing. They have buckles on the back. I don't really mess too much with the buckles. Once I get them set where I want them, I kind of leave those alone. I'm not one to pop those on and off, but it is a nice feature if you need to get them off fast. And then it has a really nice drag handle with the, if you can tell, it's been really well sewn in all the way down. You want that out of a good drag handle. And then also, you know, these padded, I will say the padding feels like maybe a little bit less on these than the Testudo. And it could be the weight difference, right? So you're getting a little bit, less weight out of this than the one I'm using. I would consider this kind of the middle of the road. This is going to be for your medium to large person. Also, all of this, I should mention, is made out of Cordura and nylon. This is like the best of the best stuff, guys. This is stuff that's going to last you for a long, long time. The stitching and all the stuff that they do in here, top-notch, premium. My one complaint out of this whole system, when it comes out of the box, it's going to come with this, which is great if you don't plan on running anything else. It's just a quick snap and loop. You can put it on and off really quickly. I've already taken that off the other side because we do plan on upgrading this. And this is kind of the only thing I don't like is you have to fish this through the back with this Velcro. And it can be kind of a pain in the butt. Yeah. But once it's there, it's there and you don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
So I'll put this one together later. We'll bring it and maybe show you how to put some molly pouches and stuff. And then, let's pull that back up and show them how to put a plate in real quick. Okay. So I'm not going to take the plates out of mine. We'll just use this one and I'll show you how the plates go in real quickly. So you're going to have it in the bottom, and this is an important feature out of plate carriers that you should be looking for. If you'll look, these have the Velcro that comes up and meets and holds the plate up where you have it. So we're going to insert that one in straight face out like this, and they're just going to go in like that, and then you're going to take this and run it kind of tight and down. Pull that up and together.
Yeah, go ahead and do the other side while we're at it.
And that will... see what happens. He's getting a free
ride. Free labor here.
Free ride. So we'll do the other side just so Matt can put it together. One thing I would say, before you actually put these in to leave them in, and if you have any kind of molly equipment or anything, do that before you put the plates in. It makes it much less difficult to get all that stuff together and on there. So we're just going to put that down in there, make sure it's where we want it. I will say I didn't see any. This one is purposely built for this size plate, so it doesn't need it. But on mine, on the Testudo, it has an extra strap in there, even that will hold the plate kind of right where you want it. But this is what the plate carrier looks like all together. What I would recommend when you first get these guys, once you kind of get them set to you. And you need to do that with the stuff kind of in, either do both plates in and set it to where you want it, to where the groove, is matching you kind of in your sternal notch here and then high up on the back. It should not be down around your belly or below in your back. It should be high, covering the vital signs. So if we're looking at Matt, we want it up here, not down here if we can help it. So up here, there, and then as Matt puts it on, it should be here, covering the vitals in the chest. And then what I would do to break mine in, these can be rather stiff at first, so I always get a hanger and put mine on a hanger and let it hang by those just to kind of mold those the way I want them over time. So that would be small, medium. Oh, I should back up and say this one will accept any plate. However, the AR Freeman is a one-plate deal. Yeah. I think those are light enough, though, that it really doesn't matter. You're looking at 10 pounds or so in a full armor setup, 10 to 15 pounds once you get it completely loaded. So I don't think that's a big deal. But if you buy an AR Freeman, it is an AR Freeman. Like, you can't add any other stuff. You can't use any different. They only make one cut and one steel for that. So now let's go to a full, kind of a fully rigged up chest rig here, or plate carrier here. This would be my personal rig. This is how I'm running it now, subject to change. But this is more of the big boy kind of rig. It's a little bigger.
Yeah, it's made for, well, both the Veritas and the Testudo is made for medium to 2X folks. But
so I would say this one would be the preferred for the big guys. I mean, I have a pretty large chest. I think my chest is somewhere. Yeah, put those together so you can kind of see the difference there. It's not a bunch, but it's something.
And remember, this one will accept the 11 by 14 plates.
Yeah, you can put a larger plate in this one. I think right now this one's running the same size plates, so the weight is about the same.
But you better do squats and stuff like that if you're going to run the 11 by 14 plates. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's a chore when you're carrying those bigger plates, and you are sacrificing something. This rig altogether is probably in the 30-pound range. with and maybe more so with the AK
yeah,
mags.
you're
You know,
talking
each of
about 2
those
pounds
is 2 pounds each. So hey, you're looking at 8 pounds just in mags there. So this was about 20 some pounds empty before putting a bunch of mags in it. So now we're probably in the 30-pound range. That's a significant load, especially when you're wearing it all day. Currently, right now, I'm only running a minimalist setup. So what I was talking about, the kangaroo pouches, there's a second run of pouches that falls in behind this one that go down into that kind of administrative pouch that rarely gets used, where I can take another mag and put it behind the mags like that. So I can have another stack and row behind there of those. But if I want to stay slick and kind of faster running, I can use the Blue Force gear in the front and keep it more low profile. So with those on there, it's kind of a single stack in the front so we can get lower to the ground. I do have one mag that's a little bit more on the quick and ready with an optional pistol mag there. Just if I need to do an off-sided reload or something like that, I can get to it from there. These are, this literally is how I keep them stored. I keep some eyes and ears close by when this rig, and then I have a IFAK here and a radio. That's kind of a very minimalist setup for that. And then on the back, I do have a bag. This is not a going down. This is not a quick detach bag. You can get the bag set up maybe where you could click them on off if you don't want them.
You got hydration packs and stuff like that.
This is a hydration pack as well. It will do that job. I like this one. So see, again, it's those trade-offs that we talk about, and this is why it's very personal in how you set up your gear. For me, this one is so light and so flat, it doesn't affect me being on there if it's empty. So I don't feel the need that I have to take it on and off just because it's so small. There's not much to it. All I have in there right now is a pair of gloves. But if I wanted to expand this out, when this is flat, it's nothing. It weighs nothing. It's really nothing. But if I want, this is where I keep stuff that I'd want to have when I actually go to shoot. If I want to have, headgear or something to keep my head and neck warm or anything. Food stuff, water. I could actually. This has an opening where you can put a bladder in.
The brands? It's made of Cordura too, whatever
it is. Yeah, this is Cordura. I want to say this is, I can't remember. Some Amazon stuff. I can't remember. But I want to say it's Spanker. Spanker Tactical, I think is the name of it. Really, I mean, you could buy something maybe higher quality. But to me, I have a specific kind of thing in mind for these. Like, I'm keeping it very limited in what I'm doing. This would be like an extra max.
Still get the drag handle?
Yep.
Okay, I gotta know.
Still get that.
You're my battle buddy, right?
Yep. So we can still get to the drag handle,
right,
which is important. And then also I like that it hides the radio and the cord wires and all that stuff behind the backpack, so I don't have to worry about any of that getting snagged. So this is kind of I would call this maybe like a Patriot setup, right? This is how I set it up. I'm not going to,
So you got the 3 mag holder. This is the 10-speed one, right?
Yep.
On the outside.
That's the Blue Force gear.
And then you got a Blue Force gear, like an extra.
Nope, this is not Blue Force gear. I want to say it's I can't remember. It's a bunch of mixed match stuff because I don't care. Like I buy what works.
So he's running 3 across. He's got the extra 4th.
I want to say that is the HSGI maybe. I think is what that one is.
It's got a little flavor into it after running through class.
It
and
stinks.
Stuff like that. So,
it has a little bit of a
cool.
flavor.
He's definitely got. So if we're gonna carry big thunder sticks to induce trauma, we better carry some medical to relieve it, right? Medical. So he's got a. Is that a quick detachment?
It is. So this one you can use it on like it is, or you can pull it off and throw it to your battle buddy if you want to do that. And I don't remember the brand on that one either. I couldn't tell you.
Right.
So those are very handy.
We're shooting, we're moving, and then notice we're communicating as well, right? So
important. You got to be able to talk to
your. Got some comms on there, and he's got the comms kind of run up through there, and then he's got another sneaky tourniquet, a rat
extra
that's
tourniquet
plugged in.
That's in my
there,
kind of in my admin pouch.
Cool.
I also keep some extra gear in here. Got some extra batteries, some right in the rain pads, just different stuff I might need. But you know, to me, I want to keep this as minimalist as I can. My goal is to stay as light as I can because this thing gets heavy.
Stack them all together here.
Yeah, so whenever you are running these, the the big issue is going to be weight. Like how much weight can you truly handle for how long? And then also, I'll tell you, it really inhibits.
And how do you know how much you can carry at one time?
You got to get out and train in it. That's the only way.
Amen, brother.
So if you're not training in your rigs, you're never going to know. I will say the differences between the Testudo, this one will hold a little bit bigger plate. We've talked about that. I do feel like it's a little higher quality.
Yeah, and it's got a little bit higher price tag. It's in the twos.
You're looking somewhere in the twos for this one. But I do feel like this is kind of my favorite of their run right now. Now, I did see a new one coming out that I have not got my hands on yet. The Invictus, I think, is supposed to be like their super lightweight, super high speed.
Gotcha. And I think I might have saw a Valkyrie on the website.
Maybe that was it, Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it's called. So there is a couple more options out there, but I just wanted to kind of throw this out to you guys and show you 3 different options for 3 different sizes. Yep. Each of these has a place. Like this would be more like my home defense. Like this is how I'm gonna, this is a big deal. This is a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
This is gonna be my car rig. Like this is how I'm gonna run probably something in my vehicle fast to be able to be hot and fast.
And the other thing to know, guys, is just like our Second Amendment rights and a lot of our our guns and magazines and everything, they're on the list. I can almost assure you.
This may not be available to you forever.
Yeah, so these are hot ticket items for certain politicians that don't want them around.
The ones that are coming now would be my guess.
Yep.
I do think that this is probably not not far on the ban list if they had to look down on. Oh, one other thing that is a little different in the Testudo versus the Veritas, it looks like these can accept the side plates too. If you're looking for the side plate capability, the Testudo is literally like a full-fledged heavy duty. And the thing is, this one,
trauma pads, I think.
I will say that this one has a lot more real estate.
So show them that pocket that the.
Yeah. So this is where the trauma. This is where you could put another side plate or just a soft flexible pad if you wanted to try to deflect more there, and that would be a side armor basically, because that's kind of the place that's open on plate carriers. So, each of these have their place. Each of them have kind of a person in mind. Like if you're really kind of in the middle range, medium to large person, this might be more
Veritas,
more your speed than this
more
one.
budget friendly.
Budget friendly, and it's also just enough. You're not really looking for the bigger carriers and the extra stuff. Also, I will say that this one I feel like has about the same capabilities of this one, but this one does have more. Like we have more real estate to add more stuff. We got a little bit more options out of a Testudo than we do.
It's almost like models a car.
It is. It's kind of like this is the big giant truck, and this is your medium and your small.
If it's a Ford, this is going to be the limited version, and then this is like the SEL version, and this is probably your XL.
Yep. Each one has its benefits and cons too. Like the price on this one's still amazing. I mean, the value of an AR500 armor, I just don't think you can beat the value in them, and that's why I highly recommend
construction.
Them. And good dudes. I actually placed an order. I actually placed an order just recently a while back. I put 2 in my cart for the AR Freemans that were, for different people, and I messed up on the color scheme. I ordered black instead of the flat dark thread there. And I emailed them fast. The dudes got back to, it was a holiday. They got back to me that night, said, "Hey, we fixed it, no problem. It'll ship out what you ordered."
Yeah.
I mean, that's customer service. Now, I will say, the one complaint that we've gotten a lot from with our guys ordering AR500 stuff is the weight. This stuff is made in America, made in Arizona.
It's designed in Arizona. A lot of it's sewn in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Like it's, what I mean?
But you're supporting an American company.
Probably,
that's the thing. You're supporting an American company, but it does take them a minute. These things don't just appear out of nowhere. They have to make them, and sometimes they're such a good value, they sell out really quickly.
I had these in within a month.
Yeah, and that's the fastest. These were a much longer.
Yeah, because these came right after Chuck Schumer threatened to get them on the list of banned. I think it was 2019.
Yep. So these
we got those, and man, we waited 3 months for them.
Yeah. So the more, that's the other thing, guys. As we talk about being preppers and really looking at the grand scheme of things, order it now while you can get it. When everybody else is trying to get it, you're waiting 3 months to get it.
Yeah.
You know, these came very quickly. I was actually really impressed how fast these got here. And I think that, you know, AR500 as a company is working really hard to fix those problems in the shipping and get things better. I think also it had something to do with the color too, right? So this is the multicam. Everybody loves multicam.
And because and one more customer service story, because of the extended on the delivery time on the Testudos, they did reach out and they gave you several options of like, hey, you know, we can give you, you know, money back or, you know, XYZ. There was like multiple different options. I can't remember for the life of me what they were, but they tried to make the extended time
Worth it.
a little bit better.
And I think they're a good company down, you know, they're just good people in general. So we want to support good people. We want to help American companies, and you should be armored up if you are not already. If you haven't ordered those, you should get on that ASAP. These are, you know, this is freedom. This is what we fight for. This is part of being a gun owner, is not being shot if you have to defend yourself. So this is important gear. You don't have to have it, but it sure is nice, especially if things get rough and you really need it. So anything you want to add to the video, Matt?
Just get it while you can. Train with it while you can.
That's the big thing, guys. You got to train. And if you want to train with us, you want to get out and try this gear out, check us out on preparepatriotnc.com. You can check our schedule out there. If you follow us on Facebook at preparepatriotnc and Twitter and all the other social medias, Instagram, you will get all of our kind of videos and things. And then, of course, the YouTube videos that you're watching now. If you like this video, go ahead and share it to a friend. You know, get these things out there, because there's a lot of suppression on YouTube and on the social media, especially for gun-loving, freedom-loving people. I think that we're getting kind of throttled pretty heavily. So if you like it, share the video for your friends, man. Get it out there. We want to see more people exercising that Second Amendment right while they can. All right, until next time, guys, carry smart, carry safe, and be prepared. And stay armored up.